My name is Nancy Zaleski, and I'm the 2008 Women's World Champion in Hayward, Wisconsin.
One of our executive editors and an executive editor with ESPN, the magazine, Robin Footlick, is here to tell us a little bit about this story. So, Robin.
Remember those tornadoes last spring that were horrible? One of the biggest ones went through this little town called Parkersburg, Iowa. Its population 1,900, and literally half the town was destroyed. When the town was kind of trying to figure out how to rebuild itself, they all got together and they had a meeting, and they decided the thing they should do first is rebuild the football field.
Over everything else? The
over
businesses,
everything
the
else.
homes?
Over the,
well, on a smaller scale, it's a lot like New Orleans after Katrina. Because
sure.
there was there's a lot of controversy. A lot of people, why are you so, hell-bent on rebuilding the Superdome? When there's so many people homeless, the money that was put into rebuilding that, but the Saints getting back there and playing on Sundays was such a huge part of that community.
It's a story of, what people unite behind, what gives people hope and makes you want to go on.
It's just a patch of grass in northeast Iowa. But to the man who takes care of it, this is hallowed ground. It's called the Sacred Acre. Someone else's term, not his.
I just call it our field. I don't have any special name for it, but I take a lot of pride in it.
Ed Thomas, named the NFL High School Coach of the Year in 2005, has won more than 80% of his games, 2 state championships, and sent 4 players to the NFL in his 33 years at Aplington Parkersburg High School.
Curtis, you've got to scream to the quarterback. I tell our parents and I tell our kids this at our spring meeting in May. If the only thing we ever teach your son is how to play the game of football, then we have failed as coaches. I want them to learn all the intangibles that goes with athletics that are going to make them a better husband, a better dad, a better member in their community and their church.
It's that spirit that makes football so important, that rallied this community of 1900 when, at 4:56 on a Sunday afternoon in May, time stopped.
Massive disruption, large gas leaks, flattened houses. I'm very serious. They need to get here and shut down this area.
An EF5 tornado, with winds exceeding 200 miles per hour, roared through Parkersburg, ripping a path nearly a mile wide, destroying more than 200 homes.
I've never heard such an eerie sound as when that tornado hit, and then the shattering of wood and structure after that. But the most devastating thing was coming up out of the basement after that and looking at both ends of the town and up here at school and seeing nothing left.
In what used to be his basement, Coach Ed Thomas waited out the storm with his wife. One of Thomas's players, Jordan Simon, was nowhere near his house when the twister touched down.
We had about 4 or 5 people say so far that our house just lifted up in the air, went around once or twice, and then exploded, like a bomb went off inside.
The tornado hit the school just before 5. After checking on his neighbors, Thomas went straight to the school.
First thing I looked, of course, I saw the building, but I came over and I saw the football field. It just looked like a pincushion. All kinds of debris just stuck in it. I saw the bleachers down. I saw our scoreboard down. The fencing was just mangled around it.
6 lives were lost in the tornado. And before Thomas could focus on his field, he faced a far more sobering task.
They just asked, do you have 6 players that could come down and dig these graves for us, because they still dig them by hand in town. And asked fellows, volunteers, and we had plenty, and the 6 went down, and that was quite an experience for those kids.
From that moment, walking the tightrope of grief and hope, the community began to find its symbol of rebirth in football. Inspired by the man who looked through the bleak surroundings to the school's season-opening football game just 3 months away on September 5th.
I talked that evening, our principal came over and our superintendent, and I said, we need to play football here. If God willing, we need to play here.
In the hours and days following the storm, Appleton-Parkersburg athletes and even their rivals worked to clean up. They understood the value of the sacred acre and the importance of hosting the home opening game. Even former players Jared DeVries of the Lions, Brad Meester of the Jaguars, Green Bay's Aaron Campman, and Denver's Casey Wigman returned home to help.
It's great to see you. Great to see you, big fella. Unbelievable, isn't it?
See my brother's house, and it's not right. And back here is my aunt and uncle's house, and there's nothing there. So it's like, how did they even make it out of it? It's hard, dude. It's hard when you look down there. We live behind you guys a block and a half, and we can still mow our lawn. These people haven't got nothing. I mean, there's nothing here.
Well, just coming into town, you're like, how do people survive this? I mean, nothing looked the same.
You know, it's tough to see. I mean, because there's just so many memories in here. Standing up here with all your classmates, you know, graduating, things like that, you know, just kind of gone. To see it like this is tough.
Parkersburg NFL players led efforts that raised $250,000 for the athletic program, all because of one man.
What role does he play in having the four of you be in the league now?
He laid the blocks that I could build off of. I mean, he got me where I was at today.
Ed Thomas has meant to me a ton. You know, he taught me how to play things the right way, the game of football, but also in life.
You guys taught me so much and got me to where I'm at right now. I mean, I'm going to do everything I can to help him out. So whether it's come back to do an interview or whatever, come out and I ain't going to mow the field, but do whatever I can.
He probably wouldn't let you. I wouldn't let him on there. I don't know if he mows well enough.
By July, the Sacred Acre was taking shape, and the football team was training in a converted horse arena donated by a player's father.
Well, this is awesome. It just makes you want to work so much harder for everything you got, and just want to work for everybody in your community.
But before the field could be completely restored with new lights, new bleachers, new everything, Coach Thomas had one more decision to make. Where to put the old sign that made it through the tornado?
Why keep the sign?
Because that's Falcon country. It's damaged, it's banged up, but it's still here, and it sort of symbolizes what we're about. You know, we're damaged and banged up in some ways, but we're here, and we're going to rebuild, and we're going to be better than we were.
What is the message behind a priority given to let's be ready September 5th?
Well, I just think for our community, I think it's a way for our community to focus on something other than the devastation and destruction. Something that will give our community a huge lift, I think, emotionally.
It won't be the end of the journey, but it'll be a big part of that journey, because every Friday night, things shut down around here to watch this team.
Whole day of Friday is pretty much gauged towards the football field. Talk of the game, what's going to happen, who we're playing, how good are they.
It means a lot. We're going to go out and probably play our best game ever, hopefully. Hey, I would hate to be playing us.
Tonight, every player that's ever played on that field, I guarantee you, is thinking about you tonight. Every single one of them. I hope you guys realize how truly blessed we are, and the grace that's been shown to us. You guys have been a source of hope for this community. Fellas, I've been in this for 36 years. I've had some tremendous experiences. I'm going to tell you up front, nothing is going to be greater than going out there tonight.
You're a symbol of hope. You're a symbol of hope for this community. Don't take that as pressure. Take that as an opportunity. Take that as a blessing, and you get to go out there and perform. I'm excited for you. Huh? I'm excited for you because you get to go out there and cut it loose. You get to cut it loose. All right, you guys ready to cut it loose?
It was never close. The Falcons scored on their first drive and kept scoring.
No deeper than a 10! Right there! If it goes over your head, let it go!
It will still take years to rebuild Parkersburg, but in little more than 3 months, one football team, one coach, on one sacred acre helped restore hope.
This has been a very special night for our young people, for our community. And there's no question in my mind we will be a better school and a better community than we ever were before. Thank you.
Still to come on E60. Computer keyboards, toilet seats, cookie sheets. Everything's game in Fight Club.
This signifies what we hate the most.
From sacks to shrimp, this page